All right, today we're going to bring the Coolmaster TD500 mesh. Now, you guys can see the mesh in the front has 3 fans built in here. It's already included with the actual tower. Buttons wise, you get 2 lights. You get the lights for the reset, which is the power button on. Power buttons in the center. You get 2 3.0. You get audio jack and a microphone. So audio jack's 3.5. And of course, you get a reset button at the end. Now, let's take a look at the inside. Inside, on the actual build, you have enough room for actually the ATX, micro ATX, and then mini ATX. All right, plenty of room for any kind of type of motherboard you're going to install in here. Now, powering it up will be based on out of the bottom. It's hidden. There's a compartment with a except for one gap in here, and you do have a cooling section in the bottom for the filter, which is a mesh filter. I'm going to show you. It's a magnetic mesh filter. You put it in there. And then it also includes one on the top, which has the magnets, right? Now, on the top, plenty of room for any kind of type of fans that you're going to be installing. But we're going to install an actual radiator on the top and run it from there. Opening the glass, if you guys can see, it just takes 4 screws, all right? And you could hand tie them if you want, or use a Phillips. So it's an actual glass in here. The actual footing has rubber ends at the bottom. It has entries for all your motherboard and CPU connections, including for your GPU. There's only one entryway for the GPU to be installed. It cannot be the stand-up vertical. So that's only one way. All the components and screws are going to be embedded inside. And we're going to open the back. Now, for the back, I'm going to show you a little bit in the back. All right, we put it to the side. There's 2 screws on his side, and all you got to do is push it back, and it opens up. Now, the actual back end, this is enough room for your cables, passing them through the motherboard and passing them back through, all right? Now, you do have space here for your larger hard drives. Also, your M.2s, or if you want to set up your solid-state SATA drives, you could set them up in here. Plenty of room. You got 2 slots in here for that. They give you an actual hub for all the fans that you can connect to it. You connect them straight to a motherboard and so forth. Now, all the cables and extra screws are in this bag embedded in here. So just be sure that you take this out prior to starting. And all the cables are well managed. Now, they do give you entries to actually zip tie them and set them up. So not a lot of room. So just be careful how much cable you're going to run in here and zip tie it to either the side ends. All right, so just make sure that all the cables and extra zip ties and extra screws are going to be located in here in this little bag, along with the silicone little carry-on bag. And just make sure you cut the correct cable. Don't cut the other cables. And here we have for the actual motherboard connections, for the 3.0, the audio, and extra power for the fans, and then you got the RGB lighting too. All right, this is going to be a 12 volts, or it looks like more like a 12 to 5. All right, so we have the fans sticking to the bottom because we had no ventilation on the top, so we had to flip this down, and we're connecting all the connections, the motherboard and everything else. My recommendation when you're installing the water cooling system, plug everything in first, because there's some plugs down there that you're not going to be able to reach if you set this up. Very important. We're doing it from the top. Air goes out, air goes in, air goes out. That's pretty much how we're going to cool down the things. If it doesn't work out, you can always flip these around, put the air coming in, but you are going to need air pulling out, and this is the only one we're going to pull out because we don't have a fan in the back. We could always add a fan here to pull the air out. Optional. We're going to see how hot it gets first prior to setting it up and testing it out. Hold on, we actually put this in place right now. We put in flush, and we want to make sure that this is showing the actual screen. You could put it anywhere you want because you could flip the screen anywhere you want. Good. There you go. Now, here's one to one corner. I'll hold it. Go. Do the other corner across right here on this side. Okay. Always go across so you can make sure. Yeah, your sausage fingers might not fit here, so You need ladylike hands. People that don't work outdoors will be fine doing this stuff. Or have manicures, you'll be fine doing this stuff. But people like me that eat and work outdoors. Okay. Just to make sure it's nice and tight. That's good. If you hit the end, that's good. It's right here on this side. On this side, it gives you a little indentation.
Nice. Yeah, it gives you a little lip.
That's it. The reason we put it facing down is because the logo's here, but you can flip the screen anywhere you want. Now, the cable management is going to be a little hard. If you guys see this, all this connection, this one's just disconnected right now, but we're going to reconnect it back. You can't really tuck these in unless you go through the other way. There's no way of actually hiding these because there's too many cables on it. So unless you want to plug it in certain areas, but right now we're just going to plug it in certain places that we could try to tuck in and zip tie these ties so we could just minimize the cables. All right, we're doing cable management on it. Unfortunately, it's not that hard in here. Everything real simple. We ran this is the CPU motherboard with the regular connections. We're cutting it off. Make sure that it's all zip tied. We're going to tie it down to one of these so it won't be moving around. So there you go. Just make sure you watch on that corner. Let it snap in, push it down. There you go. Now the same screws you took off in the front, we're going to add them up. And they're kind of a little difficult to set them up sometimes, but our first time turning it on, just cranked up right now. We're going to let it do its cycle. And we're going to set up a monitor, see how it works. So let it
Yeah.
All right, so just turn it on. This is what we got. We got the sequel. Now it's time to set up the windows. Setting up the new windows on the system is working very well. So let's set it up. We got the mouse and keyboard. We're gonna play in gloss, install. Buy your license and you should be good.
Okay.